Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here with a lovely floral page that I created using items from the new Hip Kit Club collection. Today I'm working with the new March Harmony kit. The main kit is such an amazing collection filled with soft colors, beautiful florals, and vintage elements. On my desk I have the main kit from Hip Kit Club. This exclusive kit is available for a limited time to Hip Kit Club members, and they are always filled with so many lovely items. This month I am loving the florals, pastels, mixed media-like patterns, and vintage pieces. Included with this month's exclusive paper patterns are some bits of ephemera from Pink Fresh and stickers from Simple Stories. As I create this page, I'll bring in a few other items from the March Hip Kit, and I'll add those to the list of supplies in the description below. I'm going to be using this dotted floral pattern for my background. I want the larger prints at the base of the page. I know that the text is going to end up being upside down, but it is so small that not many will notice. I want to layer a couple of pattern papers over the top. I am going to tear these to create some layers to place behind my photo. I like using a water brush to draw a line where I'm going to tear the paper. This gives me a little more control over the tearing and helps with the rolling of paper. I don't want to tear this larger piece too much because I want it to be about the same width as the photo. The top blue piece isn't going to be torn, but I do want to tear this blue pattern that will go below so that it forms the same shape as the printed florals at the base of the page. It did take me a few tries, but I finally got it to the shape that I wanted. Off camera, I added some stitching at the top and some zigzag stitching at the base of the page. I also added a border from the sticker sheet. This was not a full 12 inches, so I had to cut it in two, and then I'll fill this space with some florals when I add them to my page. At the top of the page, I did roll that pattern paper so that the yellow showed, and it created a nice contrast with the blue and brought a color to my page that's going to match my florals. I have grabbed the linen texture background and I'm going to layer this behind my photo. I cut 5 of these from black cardstock and I'm going to adhere these randomly to the back of my photo to create a frame. This is a very detailed die. I was able to cut it out with my Sizzix machine using a metal shim and 2 plates. If you have difficulty cutting detailed dies out of thicker cardstock, it's always good to use something like a shim of cardstock or a metal shim like I used with mine. Now that all of these have been placed behind the photo, I'm going to place this onto some foam tape and then I'll layer my florals around it. I'm bringing in some of the florals from the Pink Fresh ephemera pack, and I'm going to add a few that I cut from pattern paper. These sketched florals match the other florals on my background paper, and they're a nice mix with the colorful flowers on the page. If you wanted to, you could add some paint or ink to shade these and have them match the colors of the other florals you're adding. I am placing most of the florals on the left side of the page, and these are going to lead down towards those printed florals. I did cut that larger flower into 2 pieces because I want to use a portion of it on the right side. I knew that it would be laid under the photo and I hated to lose those printed florals. As I have been adding the florals, you might be wondering if all of these florals came with the kit. These are in fact flowers that I cut from a wreath die cut in the ephemera pack. I also cut a chunk of floral from a little envelope so that I could layer it under the larger flowers. As I adhere these in place, I would love it if you tap that subscribe button and let me know that you are new here. If you're a subscriber, go ahead and let me know that you're enjoying this video by tapping that thumbs up or leaving a comment below. So off camera, I finished adhering the remaining flowers and I created this little button for my page. This is a layer of 2 die cuts and a little chipboard flare that I backed with some twine. I like how this adds a little country feel to the page. Now, since I added twine to the button, I wanted to bring a little bit of it over to the left side of the page. I like adding lots of textures to my pages, so I'm just going to tuck this little twine bundle right here under the flower using a glue dot to hold it in place. At the top of the page, I'm going to add what will be considered as the title. The print has some little coffee ring stains and splatters up in this corner, which create a natural frame around this little die cut. I did punch some holes in the top of this die cut and added a little bit more twine. Behind it, I tucked another flower that I cut from the pattern paper to bring a few of those floral patterns up here to the corner. Off camera, I did add more florals near that die cut at the top. I like how this brings some of the yellow to this area of the page. I also tucked a few more twine bundles among the flowers. Texture is just something that I cannot get enough of on a layout. I also added a little phrase above the photo that says "good times" so that I could bring a third sentiment to the page. Now I'm going to share a few close-ups of this layout so that you can see all the lovely details. The challenge this week was to use a background die and some items from the March Harmony collection, both of which can be found on the Hip Kit Club website. I love the mix of florals, textures, and patterns on this page, and how the printed pattern papers were able to be used as additional embellishments on the layout. One of the reasons that I became a member of Hip Kit was the ability to save $5 on the monthly kit and 15% on the coordinating pieces that ship free with your main kit. If you would like to learn more about the Hip Kit Club, I have added details in the description below. I hope that today's project inspired you to use some of your background dies and give a few of these techniques a try. Thank you for joining me for another scrapbook project. If you would like to see more of my creations, you can visit my channel or follow Miss Carrie's Creations online. If you have any questions about this project or the supplies listed below, feel free to leave me a comment. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.